From the heart of Africa to the global stage, a new chapter is unfolding. This is Top TV Africa, where Africa speaks for itself. Good evening, Africa and the world. I'm Afrika, and today's Africa in Focus special dives into a critical moment for the continent. Why is the West, particularly France, so afraid of Ibrahim Traoré, the young leader of Burkina Faso? Why has he survived over 20 assassination attempts in under 2 years? Let's talk truth. Let's talk power. Let's talk Africa. Captain Ibrahim Traoré came to power in 2022 with a clear goal: to liberate Burkina Faso from the grip of neocolonialism. He's reclaimed gold mines, scrapped corrupt contracts, invested in food sovereignty, and is building a gold refinery to process Burkinabe resources in country, not in Paris. Sound familiar? He walks the same path once walked by Thomas Sankara. In 1958, Charles de Gaulle offered African nations independence, but with a catch. The French colonial pact kept control of our natural resources, took 95% of our wealth, and forced African nations to store their reserves in French banks. It was never freedom. It was economic enslavement. When you challenge empire, empire strikes back. Traoré's refusal to play ball has made him a target. Just like Lumumba, just like Sankara, just like Gaddafi, and now Traoré. Western media calls him a dictator, a strongman, a threat to democracy. But they say nothing about Paul Biya in Cameroon, 42 years in power, or Obiang in Equatorial Guinea, the longest-serving president in the world. Why? Because they protect Western interests. Traoré does not.
History has taught us a bitter truth. When you challenge empire, empire strikes back. We've seen it time and time again. Leaders who dared to stand tall, to speak for their people, to reject exploitation, became marked men. Patrice Lumumba refused to bow. They silenced him. Thomas Sankara dreamed of an Africa that stood on its own feet. They eliminated him. Muammar Gaddafi challenged the global financial order. They destroyed him. And now, Ibrahim Traoré, a young man who dares to say no to puppetry, no to neocolonialism, no to imperial dictates. He has become a target, not because he is weak, but because he is strong enough to resist, because he inspires millions who are tired of being used, tired of being robbed, tired of being lied to. But let the empire know this is a new day. Africa is awakening. And for every Sankara they strike down, 1,000 more will rise. The people are watching. The people are learning. The people are ready.
In a bold move, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have formed the Alliance of Sahel states, a bloc rejecting foreign military bases and charting a path of Pan-African unity. It's a revolution from the ground up. And it's growing.
They enjoy saying it every year in their economic surveys. Burkina Faso is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the last. Very well, if we are as poor as they say, but when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave. Why don't they want to leave? When we take the case of Niger, for over 40 years, some countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy for themselves. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up. That's the light. But in Niger, it's darkness that is served to us. When you go to our states, our lands are riddled with holes, everywhere in search of precious metals like gold, but often there isn't even the slightest accessible road to reach the areas where they exploit gold, let alone some basic social services. That's why we decided to revolt and take the destiny of our countries into our own hands. There are many other examples. But when we decided to do so, well, we were approached by some armchair slaves to deliver the message of their master. because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the head of our states to serve them. And we came to break the chain. And it's inconceivable for them. They approached us and asked us to fall in line, to become part of the elite that must lead Africa. Because they have a trained and conditioned elite that they must follow, who are embedded in that chain. We refused to fall in line with them. And from then on, hostilities began. They have infiltrated our areas with several mercenaries, trainers. Agents have descended into the Sahel, hoping to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our populations, hoping to incite them to revolt. In addition to these on-the-ground attacks, communication attacks, manipulation, and disinformation are rampant in their ranks. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and never again will they be manipulated. They know where they come from. They know what they are doing, and they know where they are going. We will no longer allow this. People are awake and fighting today, not for ourselves, but for future generations. And thank you all for the fight that is being waged. This never makes us cry. We will not tremble. We will face it. We will fight for true independence, for our freedom. Because to scare the people of AS, these individuals only have 3 terms in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local lackeys are only elected in a democratic, free and transparent process, according to them, their values. What could be more normal? That they want to impose this on us, because they are the ones who set the rules. Very well, we have decided to take responsibility for ourselves. That's why on July 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the armchair slaves and their masters got on their high horses. They put their local lackeys forward and decided to wage a war against the Nigerian people. So we said, anyone who dares to attack Niger will face us, because we will wage a relentless war to the last drop of blood against anyone who dares to attack our state. This statement, this decision we made yesterday is relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow and forever. Thus,
on April 30th, Africans and allies took to the streets, from Ouagadougou to Paris, demanding protection for Traoré and a new Africa that governs itself. It's a movement, it's momentum, and it won't be silenced.
Leave our sons alone! Leave our son 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 alone! Leave our sons alone! Leave our sons alone! USA! Leave our sons alone! Leave.
People, brothers and sisters, we are African people. Nous sommes des Africains, born in America. Nés en Amérique. No matter where we are, peu importe où nous sommes. The boats dropped us off in different places, but we all came from Africa. Ça ne change absolument rien du tout. Nous sommes tous venus de l'Afrique. Yeah. So we say, hands off President Ibrahim Traoré. Your revolution is our revolution. Notre revolution.
We are at a turning point. Is this the rise of a truly sovereign Africa? Or will history repeat itself, with another African hero silenced too soon? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you support Traoré's vision? Would you risk your life to defend your country's future like he is?
Ibrahim Traoré inspires hope with bold reforms, but experts warn, without security and a return to democracy, Burkina Faso's future remains uncertain. Africa policy analysts. Popular among youth for anti-colonial stance. Economic reforms show promise. Security crisis and delayed elections raise concerns. Burkina Faso, Traoré, Africa politics, security, democracy.
This content is for educational and informational purposes only. The views expressed do not represent the official stance of Top TV Africa. We encourage independent thought, respectful dialogue, and fact-checking. Like, share, and subscribe to Top TV Africa. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss powerful content like this. Let's keep the conversation alive. Let's build the Africa we deserve.